from the beautiful Miami Convention Center in Miami, Florida. The third annual Miss Teen USA Pageant.
Hi, I'm Cherise Haugen, Miss Teen USA. Just 2 hours from now, I'll still be Cherise Haugen, but there'll be a brand new Miss Teen USA. It all happens right down there. And we'd like you to join us as she is chosen and crowned.
Right now from Miami High, one by one before this evening's through. These new faces will shine their light on you. How do you do, Mr. Orchestra? How do you do, Mrs. Bethany? How do you do, you out there in TV land? 50 million people we've never seen. We vocally take your hand and vocally shake your hand, and to get things started right here and now. Some famous faces you know are here to take a bow. Sit back in your easy chair. There's no sound that can't compare.
The distinctive music of Kool and the Gang. The exciting, solid, cool dancers. The reigning Miss Teen USA, Cherise Haugen. Our hostess from the hit series Knots Landing, the lovely Lisa Hartman. The romantic star of television's Falcon Crest, Lorenzo Lamas. Mr. Butler.
It seems that all of Miami's here tonight. You're welcome to sight we've ever seen. We say it again on board. You've never seen us before, but we hope before this evening ends that these new faces, these bright new faces, these new faces and you will be the best of pairs.
Thank you, and welcome to the third annual Miss Teen USA pageant. This has been an exciting time here in Miami. Tonight, one of our lovely contestants will begin her reign as Miss Teen USA 1985. Now, there are 2 groups of judges for tonight's competition. The unofficial group is made up of our audience here in the theater and millions of television viewers. They'll be comparing their judgment with that of our official celebrity panel who are sitting right here. Now, they will continue to study our young ladies, as they have for the past week, for poise, intelligence, and that magical quality that makes a winner. Their decisions will be entered into and tabulated by our computer. Now here, if I may make one small personal note, the character I play on Falcon Crest, Lance, is usually not a very nice fellow. But he plays on Friday nights, and this is a Tuesday night. And tonight is Tuesday, so I'm a good guy tonight. It is time now to meet our 51 contestants, each wearing a costume identified with their home state. Ladies and gentlemen, the 51 lovely candidates for the title of Miss Teen USA 1985, beginning with Alabama.
Teresa Kane from Chelsea, Alabama. Debbie Easton from Fairbanks, Alaska. Vanessa Steffen, Scottsdale, Arizona. Rhonda Hurd, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Sharon Gunter, Columbus, California. Debbie James, Denver, Colorado. Christine Pitts, Wallingford, Connecticut. Julie Wheatley, Seaford, Delaware. Misha Hayes, District of Columbia. Aaron Townsend from Davie, Florida. Meredith Brown from Atlanta, Georgia. Kelly Hu from Honolulu, Hawaii. Tracy Shirley from Mountain Home, Idaho. Lisa Justin from Macomb, Illinois. Diana Bullard from Portage, Indiana. Elisa Black, Ames, Iowa. Tammy Lampton, Wichita, Kansas. Leanne Gregory, Lexington, Kentucky. Julie Seneca, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tracy Smith, Old Town, Maine. Lynn Bogartis, Delmar, Maryland. Marie Ingles, Holyoke, Massachusetts. Tracy Shaw, St. Clair, Michigan. Lana Burke, Crystal, Minnesota. Shelley Wilson, Water Valley, Mississippi. Rhonda Hoagland from Kansas City, Missouri. Katie Adams, Kalispell, Montana. Tina Farmer, Omaha, Nebraska. Leslie Peterson from Las Vegas, Nevada. Kathy Forsky from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Sharon Turner from Beechwood, New Jersey. Tracy Rodriguez from Clovis, New Mexico. Shirley Lau from Red Hook, New York. Kimberly Jordan from Wilmington, North Carolina. Jill Hutchinson, Fargo, North Dakota. Meg Stratton from Sagamore Hills, Ohio. Julie Corey from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Olga Calderon from Beaverton, Oregon. Carrie Gutowski from Alexandria, Pennsylvania. Christine Favai from Warwick, Rhode Island. Jennifer Newland from Atlanta, South Carolina. Sarah Burgos, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Kami Jo Wood from Bartlett, Tennessee. Koday Wheelie from Humboldt, Texas. Susan Nelson from Sandy, Utah. Wanda Menard from South Burlington, Vermont. Alice Robinson from Windsor, Virginia. Drew Homer from Seattle, Washington. Kelly Porterfield from Martinsburg, West Virginia. Maria Kim from Shorewood, Wisconsin. Emily Aaron, Gillette, Wyoming.
We have met our candidates, and you're about to have the chance to watch the competitions that will decide which one of them will be Miss Teen USA 1985.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hartman, and I'm your co-host tonight. Everyone here is so excited, and one of the reasons is because we're live. Yeah, we're going to see what happens as it happens, whatever happens, and you're going to be able to share it all with us. Throughout the evening, you and I will visit behind the scenes, and we're going to meet some of the people who are here and recap the scoring. That scoring is done by our distinguished panel of judges, celebrity judges, I might add, and it's going to be done electronically. Now, each judge has a little computer terminal just like this. As each young woman competes in 3 areas of competition, swimsuit, evening gown, and personal interview, the judges will enter a score from 1 to 9.9. Just like that. The scores go into the main computer from their terminals, which will then give us the average score for each contestant. The contestants, the audience here in the theater, and even the judges themselves, they won't know these scores, just you and me. For the past week, our celebrity panel has been viewing and interviewing contestants, and they've selected 10 semifinalists. But before we find out who they've chosen, we're going to show you all the young ladies in a special swimsuit segment, and that's coming up right after this word from...
Suits of a similar design. But what you're about to see now is a special swimsuit fashion segment. Our contestants wearing their new swimsuits by Catalina Juniors visited some very appropriate locations, highlighting the many water sports available in the Miami area. And you're invited to go along on those visits. This is Freedom Tower,
Like New York's Ellis Island, a gateway to the USA for immigrants from other lands. We look at the ever-changing downtown Miami skyline and greet our first young ladies here at Watson's Island, starting with a friendly wave from Miss New Mexico, Teresa Rodriguez. Now, if you're on the lookout for a pretty lookout, here is Meg Scranton, Miss Ohio, and a young lady who doesn't have to fish for compliments is Maria Ingles, Miss Massachusetts. The marina at Monty Trainer's restaurant provides safe harbor, not only for the many snappy small boats of today, but for this pirate ship, the Wolf, with its crew of swashbucklers, and a variation of the skull and crossbones being hoisted by that dangerous buccaneer, Tammy Lampton, Miss Kansas. At the helm, and a long way from home, is Miss Washington, Drew Homer. And if we can go by caps, this must be Captain Lisa Jessen, Miss Illinois. Keeping an eye on the horizon is Miss Maryland, Lynn Bogardus. While across Monty's marina, she finds someone who's keeping an eye on her. So it's friendly waves across waves to Miss Nebraska, Tina Farber. The ship is the Verdicchio, and the crew includes Sharon Turner, Miss New Jersey. Sooner or later, everyone should be treated like this sooner. Miss Oklahoma, Julie Coury. And under the sun hat, we find Miss Wisconsin, Maria Kim. You can't ask guests now to swab the deck, so Miss Florida, Erin Townsend, does it herself, while Miss Vermont, Wanda Bernard, tells our cameraman he's all wet. We move from the beach to the waterfall and pool at the Alexander Hotel, where some young ladies are practicing their synchronized swimming. Here are two more to do it without getting wet. One is Miss Idaho, Tracy Shirley, and the other Miss South Dakota, Sarah Bergraff. Practice is over, so they take a dip. Others decide that hot tubs and pools and waterfalls are for relaxing. Miss North Carolina, Kimberly Jordan, like so many bathing beauties, isn't going to get her hair wet, but she has reckoned without Miss West Virginia, Kelly Porterfield, who finds out that two can play at that game from Alice Robinson, Miss Virginia. Meanwhile, it's volleyball practice next to the Atlantic for a young lady from the Pacific, Miss Hawaii, Kelly Hu. Miss New Hampshire, Catherine Borski, wants to have a ball, but her teammates want to keep the ball in play. And the result is that sitting up and taking notice, we find Miss New York, Shelley Lown. The next stop is the pool at the Palm Bay Hotel, where Miss Arizona, Vanessa Steffens, first poses with a beach ball and then reminds us all of Dan Marino with a perfect pass to Miss Louisiana, Julie Samika. Taking life easy is on the agenda of Miss Pennsylvania, Carrie Gutowski. And we don't want to miss Miss Mississippi, Shelley Wilson. Cheers, my dears. For Miss Missouri, Rhonda Hoagland, it's a kiss from a Miami Dolphin. And anything but bored on this diving board is Tracy Shaw, Miss Michigan, who is head over heels about and into the pool. Teddy is bearing up beautifully in the company of two lovely young ladies, Miss Delaware, Julie Wheatley, and Miss Arkansas, Rhonda Ann Hurd, who said teddy bears can't purr. This is a cruise ship, not a fishing boat. So these anglers try their luck from the dock. Miss Oregon, Olga Calderon, gets a boot out. And Diana Bullard, Miss Indiana, decides on some sole for the evening meal. This picnic basket provides a cuddly surprise for Miss Colorado, Debbie James. And Elisa Black, Miss Iowa. You lucky dog. And two contestants meet their hero on the beach. Only in this case, the hero is a sandwich, and the ladies are Leslie Peterson, Miss Nevada, and Miss Maine, Tracy Smith. I hope somebody remembered to bring the mustard. Ah, yes, the ocean is calm and blue as it flows by the Fontainebleau Hilton Hotel on Miami Beach. And at the pool, we find two ladies from opposite sides of the country. Miss Connecticut, Chris Kunst, and Kone Wheely, Miss Texas. This courageous lady rooted for the 49ers in Dolphin Country. Sharon Gunter is Miss California. And nothing plain about this young lady from the plains, Jill Hutchinson, Miss North Dakota. The crew of this catamaran is made up of 2 representatives from Dixie. Meredith Brown, Miss Georgia, and from Bluegrass to Sandy Beach comes Miss Kentucky, Leanne Gregory. Perhaps inspired by an old Alfred Hitchcock movie, we find a group of birds attracted to Miss Montana, Katie Adams, and Miss South Carolina, Jennifer Newen. The birds seem to be saying, come fly with us. Come sail with us is the message from the festival to a visitor from far away, Miss Alaska, Debbie Eason, who first waves a hello, then says, bye-bye. But not really. It's a slide and a splash, which brings us to Misha Hayes, Miss District of Columbia. On deck, there's an aerobics class where all the pupils look forward to succeeding the teacher because she is the current Miss Teen USA, Therese Haugen. She has evidently worked the class pretty hard because it's time out for Miss Wyoming, Emily Ernst. Evidently, Charisse doesn't run a taut ship because another break being taken, this time by Miss Utah, Susan Nelson. Aerobically speaking, Miss Rhode Island, Chris Favali, is kicking up her heels, and so is Miss Tennessee, Cammie Jo Wood. Our last twosome is made up of Miss Minnesota, Lana Burke, and alphabetically the first shall be last. Miss Alabama is Teresa Kane. And now it's waving, throwing confetti, and great big smile time as our contestants send the nation a warm hello in the 1985 Miss Teen USA pageant.
For these 51 pretty young women wearing their sundresses by Catalina Juniors, this is anything but a relaxed moment. They and we are about to learn which one of them have been chosen as our 10 semi-finalists. Now, the selection was reached after a week in which our judges diligently observed each contestant in 3 areas of judging. In one, each young woman wore an evening gown of her own selection. Also, there was the swimsuit competition, with contestants wearing suits of a similar design. And each contestant was interviewed separately by each of our judges. All the scores were given to our computer, which determined an average score for each contestant. I'm about to pick up the names of the top 10 in voting. Thank you. Okay, now before I read the names, may I take a moment to say congratulations to all of our 51 lovely contestants, and thank you. The names of our semifinalists will be called randomly without regard to alphabet or score. And as I announce each semifinalist, her composite preliminary score will be shown on your screen at home. Ladies, good luck to all of you. Now, our first semifinalist is, Miss Wyoming. Second semifinalist is Miss North Dakota. Where is Miss Illinois? Our fourth semifinalist is Miss Arkansas. Where's Miss Georgia? Come on down. Okay, I'd say, ladies, I'd say we're about halfway through here. Let's see if we can continue bringing down our sixth contestant, that is a semifinalist, Miss Texas. Our seventh semifinalist, Miss Hawaii. I think we should all ask Miss Missouri to come on down. Two more. Let's ask Miss Washington to join us. Now for a perfect 10. Let's ask Miss North Carolina to come down. Ladies and gentlemen, the 10 semifinalists in this year's Miss Teen USA pageant. Congratulations, girls.
Congratulations to our 10 semifinalists. The previous scores are now discarded and our 10 semifinalists are all even. Our panel will be selecting 5 finalists as they judge these 10 young ladies in 3 competitions: swimsuit, interview, and evening gown. Everything that our judges see and hear will also be seen and heard by our audience. And you at home will have the advantage of knowing how each contestant scores in each competition. The live, unrehearsed, and very important interview competition will be coming up right after this word.
Earlier on, Lisa mentioned the excitement of live television. What you have to expect, the unexpected. We're about to start the part of the pageant that brings that home the strongest to me. I'm going to interview each of our semifinalists, which gives our audience here and at home a better chance to know them. During those interviews, our panel will be judging them, of course. On Falcon Crest, I got to put this in. On Falcon Crest, when I ask a question, I know the answer because it's in the script. Right here, anything and everything can happen. So after each interview, the home audience will see the average score given to the contestant. Let's begin our interviews with Miss Wyoming. Miss Wyoming is Emily Ernst. She's 17 years old. She's a senior, and you're going to attend the University of Wyoming.
Possibly, yes. I haven't decided that for sure. I'd like to apply at several colleges.
Do you think you'd know what you're going to major in if you...
Yes, I'd like to major in something that would allow me to be a guidance counselor or a high school social studies teacher.
A guidance counselor for children?
No, at the high school level.
High school level?
Yes.
That's terrific. It says here that your father... I'm a father. That's what it says right here. It says I'm a father.
You're right.
I read it right.
You're right.
I'm interested and concerned about children. What advice would you give me to help my child grow to be a fully rounded and intelligent, young, smart, sporty human being?
Your child is who you make him. You have the opportunity to mold your child to be whatever he wants, and if you give him love, and if you always treat him with respect, he will treat you with respect and love you, and in that chance, he will love the rest of the world as well.
Thank you, Emily. That was beautiful. Emily Ernst, Miss Wyoming. Jill Hutchinson, ladies and gentlemen, from North Carolina. She's 18. She's a freshman. North Dakota, excuse me, I'm sorry. You're a freshman at North Dakota State. You were planning on studying psychology, but you changed your mind.
Yes, I did.
How come?
I was going to go into child psychology, And then after I attended a few psychology classes and after falling asleep a few times, I decided that I would like to be a writer and to go into writing.
I understand that you want to write children's books and illustrate children's
Yes,
books?
like Dr. Seuss, only it would be me.
Would you ever consider being an artist? I mean, aside from the writing?
No, I really like writing a lot better. Sometimes drawing is hard for me because somebody tells me to draw and I can't. So if I can create my own, then it works.
Right. It's easy to work without pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Miss North Dakota, Jill Hutchinson. Thank you, Jill. We'll see Jill's number on the screen at home. Miss Illinois, Lisa Jessen. Lisa is a freshman at Spoon River Community College. You got your graduation gift 3 years early. Would you like to tell everybody what that was?
Yes, I would. When I was a freshman, at the end of my freshman year, my parents, when I was living in St. Louis, my parents enrolled me in a modeling school because they knew I'd always wanted to be a model. They were super. They did this knowing that we're moving to Macomb, Illinois a week later. Macomb is 4 hours away from St. Louis.
So that meant time in the car. But what was the problem? What was the situation that caused a little bit of heartache?
Well, it was far away, but the biggest obstacle was there were 3 bridges on the way to St. Louis. My mom is absolutely terrified of heights. And every time she got over the bridge, she would just literally freeze at the wheel. So I ended up having to coax her over the bridge.
How did you do that?
I reminded her of the little engine that could. I kept saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, until she was over the bridge.
That's a great story. Thank you, Lisa. Miss Illinois. Let's see what Lisa's score is on the television screen. Shall we talk to Miss Arkansas? Her name is Rhonda Hurd. She's a senior in high school. Do you plan on furthering your education? And if you do, what would you go into?
I'd like to attend the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville and major in business management, move to Dallas, and open a boutique.
A boutique? Mm-hmm. For women's clothes, women's and men's clothes, what would you do?
Women's.
Women's clothes? Okay, say a lady comes in the store, okay, and she tries on a dress, and it doesn't really look too terrific on her, but you know that she likes it. How would you get her out of buying that dress and perhaps buying something that looks a little better on her?
I would suggest that I had something that would look better to suit her figure, make her appear better to everybody else.
Maybe give her a couple of more choices to look at. Thank you very much. Thank you. Rhonda Hurd, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see Rhonda's score. Let's talk to Miss Georgia, Meredith Brown. Meredith is a high school sophomore. You have a fan club out there, huh?
Yes, I do. It's my whole family is here visiting to see me do well.
Where do you live in Georgia?
I live in Atlanta, and about 20 minutes from the city.
I understand that you are the lady of the house. In other words, you do most of the housework and the cooking, and do you have a special kind of dish that you cook? What kind of food?
I enjoy Chinese food. We eat Chinese food about 3 times a week, and I like to make chicken chow mein, and I just really...
Have you ever had a flop in the kitchen, like something that just went bananas and there's no way to save it?
Yes, I have a younger brother who's 6, and I always make his birthday cakes. Well, on his 6th birthday, I was making his birthday cake, and the cake didn't rise. So I had to run to the store and get a Betty Crocker cake mix, but he didn't know the difference. It was good.
Let me ask you something, okay, Meredith, and don't think that I'm being, weird or anything, but did you remember to turn on the oven?
Yes, I did. I used the wrong flour.
That'll do it. Wrong flour, flat cakes every time. Thank you, Meredith. Miss Georgia.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we've talked with our first 5 semifinalists for the title of Miss Teen USA 1985. We will talk with the other 5 in a minute, but first, Lisa has a very special message.
I'm here with Cherise Haugen. Cherise is the present Miss Teen USA, and we were just chatting about the interview competition that's going on behind us. Cherise, do you think the girls would rather be interviewed in the early part or the latter part of the segment?
Really, I think that depends on the girl. Some of the girls want to get over with as quickly as possible. Well, some of them want to see how the rest of the answers went. But right now, I think that every one of them are just super excited about being chosen as semifinalists.
I can imagine, but they're surprised too, huh?
Yes, I think so. Although there may be 1 or 2 who always thought they'd be a semifinalist.
Were you surprised?
Yes, I was. I tell you, I had a lot of confidence in my performance, but I also felt that all of the other girls did well, too. I guess I thought I had a chance to make the top 10.
I think you had more than a chance. It was your night. And for one of those young ladies, tonight will be her night. Lorenzo will interview the 5 semifinalists when we come back after this minute.
Kone is 16 years old. She lives in Humboldt, Texas, and you're junior in high school.
Yes, I am.
Have you thought about further education?
Yes, I've thought about...
Notice how she takes the mic. What would that be?
I thought about being a news reporter, an anchor woman like Diane Sawyer.
Oh, really? Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you interview me?
Okay.
Would it be putting on the spot?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Live from the James L. Knight Auditorium, we have Mr. Lorenzo Lamas, the heartthrob. Yes, Mr. Lorenzo. I see that you have a wife and a child. How did you come to meet your wife?
My wife, Michelle, was a publicist in New York, and
When was this again?
in New York City.
Where?
Big Apple, on 5th Avenue.
When?
In 1980, she's going to kill me. 1982.
Are you sure?
Yes, now I am. And I worked with her, and we got along just tremendously, marvelously.
And your son?
My son is doing fine. He's 13 months old, AJ, Alvaro Joshua. And
If you don't mind me asking, how did you become an actor?
by accident, actually. I was standing in for Robert Wagner on a show called Switch, and one day an actor came in for a bit part, and he was too short, and it didn't work, and they gave me the line, and I got my actor's card through Joe Penny, wherever you are, thank you. And from that moment on, it was guest parts, and then, you know, things.
Well, thank you very much. This is Kone Wheelie signing off.
Thank you very much, Kone Wheelie, Miss Texas. Boy. Let's talk to Miss Hawaii, Kelly Hu. Kelly is a junior in high school. She lives in Honolulu. Something very interesting. I understand that you have a family reunion once in a while. How often is that, and how many people come to this reunion?
Well, every year we have a family reunion held on either the island of Maui or Oahu, and about 200 relatives attend.
200 relatives. 200. Do you have to do the place cards, or you leave that to somebody else?
Well, we just sort of let them mingle and sit on their own.
There's something else interesting I think we should share with everybody. Your great-grandfather was the chief?
Chief of Honolulu. Well, he wasn't my great-grandfather. He was more like my great-great-great-grandfather. He was the chief of Honolulu. That's right.
What's the difference? What's the difference between now and then, as far as chiefs versus mayors?
Well, back then we weren't part of the United States. There's a big difference.
Yeah, big difference. But the waves keep breaking anyway. Thank you,
Right.
Kelly. Miss Hawaii. Thank you, Kelly. We'll see Kelly's score right on the TV screen there. Now, let's talk with Miss Missouri. Her name is Rhonda Hoagland. She's a high school senior. Hello, Rhonda. What do you plan on doing with yourself after high school?
Well, I've already been accepted to the University of Missouri Honors College, and I plan on majoring in pre-med once I get there.
You must be a very good student then.
Well, yes, I make good grades.
I have to add something in here. She placed 3rd out of 360 people in your class?
No,
That was my wife, Michelle. Excuse me. Let me cheat here. You're going to major in music?
No, I'm majoring in medicine.
But you do study music, or you have studied.
Yes, I've studied piano for 8 years.
Have you given concerts in different areas in the country?
Yes, mostly just in Kansas City. I've played at the University of Missouri in Kansas City several times at the conservatory there.
Well, good luck in med school.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. Rhonda, Miss Missouri. See Rhonda's score. Let's talk to Miss Washington. Her name is Drew Homer. She's a senior at Sela High School. You have a very special interest and a unique talent, I may add. You perform acting plays for a particular group of people. Who would they be?
I perform for children, kindergarten, and first, second, and third grade, and handicapped children.
What is the difference between performing for children and performing for adults?
Children really believe the character that you are playing. They don't just think, oh, that's Drew Homer up there playing the Queen of Hearts, because I played the Queen of Hearts. They really believe that I am the Queen of Hearts, and they get scared, and they love you. They just really like you a lot.
Do they really get scared, or is it scared that they're just into what they're seeing, and then they go home and it's fine?
Yeah. They're scared while you're up there, but then afterwards they come up and they want you to talk to them. They're not scared the whole time.
I don't think I would be scared. Thank you, Drew. Thank you very much. Miss Washington. Let's see Drew's score. Let's talk with Miss North Carolina, Kimberly. Kimberly Jordan is 16. She's a sophomore, high school.
Hi.
You are a fantastic dancer.
Thank you.
How long have you been dancing?
About 13 years now.
Has it been helpful to you as far as traveling, and have you seen different places of the country because you're dancing? Any performances?
Yes, I've been to Washington, D.C. twice to dance in a convention for the National Hair Association, and I've also been to Dallas.
Do the girls appreciate your talent?
Yeah, I think it gives me an advantage because I know the steps, I just don't know the arrangement, when a lot of the other girls have to learn the steps and the arrangement.
So you plan on taking this talent to the heights, huh? Maybe Broadway one day?
Definitely, I'd like that.
I think you should do it, too. Thank you, Kimberly. Miss North Carolina. The first of our 3 semifinalist competitions is over, and we have moved closer to finding out who will be our new Miss Teen USA.
If you'd like to compare your scoring with our judges, our celebrity panel gave first place in the interview competition to Miss Washington, second place to Miss Wyoming, and third place to Miss Hawaii. Now ahead, in addition to swimsuit and evening gown competitions, are the fantastic Kool and the Gang, and they're going to join us right after this break. I'm in the dressing room with our 10 semi-finalists. They're a little bit excited. Can you tell? They just finished their interview competition. Girls, listen. Congratulations. Were you surprised at what you were asked? Yes. Did it really surprise you? I mean, did you feel all really good about it and everything? I think she's glad. My next question is, are you glad it's over? Yeah. Big yes. Is there a question that you wish they'd asked you?
No, not really. They covered just about everything.
Just about everything. Was it as nerve-wracking as you thought it was going to be?
Well, no, not really. I thought it would be a lot worse, but actually it went pretty good.
You guys are so together. I can't stand it. I'm a wreck, and they're keeping me together. All right, well, you guys go ahead and start getting ready for the swimsuit competition. Lorenzo's out there with Kool and the Gang, and they're going to knock your socks off. We'll see you later.
All right, our guest tonight had a dream. That dream started taking shape about 15 years ago using Robert Bell's nickname. The group was on its way to becoming one of the most successful in contemporary music. Tonight, we are delighted to have with us and ask you to welcome them and their hit Misled. Here are Kool and the Gang.
body's yearning, restless nights, wanna be with you. Someone's playing in the garden, so enticing, should I take a bite? I don't know what's come over me, yeah. She's as heavy as a Chevy, pure excitement, misled, always searching, can't resist, like a love, misled, and I don't know what I'm gonna do here, yeah. So I say, baby, baby, what's your claim to fame? Got me out of bed, heard you call my name. What's this crazy place you wanna take me to? Tell me what's the vibe if I go with you? My heart, my soul, my love. Is that the go, the thrill? Then I will. Hey, misled, people real. Thought I knew her, this lady, opportunist, misled, always searching for adventure, like Pandora's box, misled, and I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. Baby, baby, what's your claim to fame? Got me out of bed, heard you call my name. What's this crazy place you wanna take me to? Tell me what's the vibe if I go with you? My heart, my soul, my love. Is that the love, the thrill? Then I will. Hey, misled, won't you be for real? I've got this feeling that it's rocking my brain, but our love is just the same, just the same. Misled, heard you call my name. Misled, what's your claim to fame? Misled, took me by the hand. Misled, said I would understand. Misled, with a bottom spoken free. Misled, not a good thing. Misled.
Something
It's a
else.
hard act to follow.
I know.
I interviewed 10 beautiful young ladies, and now I'm going to make it number 11.
Aw.
How do you think it's going so far?
I'm amazed. They are so together. I mean, we're live, and there are millions of people watching, and I mean, they're so poised. It can't be that easy.
I don't think it can be that easy for the judges either. They have to make a decision pretty soon.
Yeah.
Very distinguished panel. I think it's about time that we find out who they are.
Oh, you want me to do that now?
Yeah, say goodbye to me first.
Goodbye to you.
Ciao.
Ciao, baby. Aw. We really do have a distinguished panel of celebrity judges. First, on the hit television show Fame, he plays Vice Principal Quentin Morlock. But he's also known to audiences for regular roles on such series as Ellery Queen, Switch, and films which include S.O.B. and The Andromeda Strain. Please welcome Ken Swofford. A woman of many talents, she's an actress, a sports commentator, hostess of her own cable TV show, Alive and Well, mother of 3, and winner of 12 national and international gymnastic medals. I don't know how she's not exhausted. Kathy Rigby McCoy. His interest in acting began in high school, grew during his days as a history major at Tulane University, and today he's known to millions as Kirk McCall on the CBS daytime drama As the World Turns. Please welcome Christian LeBlanc. A young lady who won the hearts of our television audience as she was winning her title as the very first Miss Teen USA. Now a college student majoring in psychology and an aspiring actress in Los Angeles. She is Ruth Zakarian. This young man from Winter Haven, Florida, first swam competitively only 8 years ago when he went out for his high school team. Last summer in Los Angeles, he won 3 Olympic gold medals. Here is Rowdy Gaines. Our next judge has compiled an imposing list of credits for recurring roles in television series such as Dallas and The Dukes of Hazzard, and most recently as My Camera's gorgeous secretary, Velda. Please welcome Lindsay Bloom. After 15 years in the music industry in many roles, he decided to devote his full time to writing. Author of The Ninja, Sirens, Blackheart, and The Miko, he is Eric Van Lustbader. Lustbader. Tonight she judges teenagers on television, but she's best known for playing a teenager on television. An accomplished pianist and dancer in addition to her acting ability, she is Mindy Lewis on the CBS daytime drama The Guiding Light. Krista Tesreau, all right. In one of our upcoming episodes of Knots Landing, you'll see a fight scene that resulted in the cast being worn by our next judge. A singer and songwriter in addition to being an actor, he starred opposite James Stewart on the series Hawkins and is the charming Parker Winslow, and I know him, on Knots Landing, Mace Nutter. Recording star thanks to her debut album, Centipede, which is currently riding high on the charts in several music categories. She's the eldest daughter of America's most famous show business family. Please welcome Rebe Jackson. After many guest appearances on television's top series, he spent 4 years as a regular actor and frequent director of the very successful WKRP in Cincinnati. Known to millions as Herb Tarlek, here is Frank Bonner! Well, that's our distinguished celebrity panel of judges. Next for them and for us, the swimsuit competition, which comes up right after
It's time now to move on to our next judging category where our semifinalists appear in their competition swimsuits by Catalina Juniors. Again, our home audience will see the average score each contestant receives from our panel. Now to set the stage, here are our contestants and the exciting Solid Gold dancers.
Down by the sea, trot a little walk by the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and me. Oh, how happy we'll be. We will dock and swim and pull around the water, over and under and then up for air, having a ball, and so what do we care? By the beautiful sea.
The 1985 Miss Teen USA pageant swimsuit competition, beginning with Miss Wyoming.
17-year-old Emily has green eyes and light brown hair. A straight-A high school senior, Emily is also multi-talented. She can play both the piano and flute and can type 120 words a minute.
Miss North Dakota.
Back home in Fargo, Jill entertains her family of 15 by playing the piano and violin. In the great outdoors, Jill swims, water skis, and rides horses. She's 18 years old and has hazel eyes and brown hair.
Illinois.
Lisa is a freshman at Spoon River Community College. She plans on moving to Chicago and pursuing a career in modeling. 18 years old with green eyes and blonde hair, Lisa enjoys jazz dancing and playing the trumpet.
Miss Arkansas.
Rhonda has blue eyes and dark brown hair and is 17 years old. A specialist in gymnastics, she enjoys going for a tumble, but not when she's riding her three-wheel motorbike.
Miss Georgia.
Meredith has green eyes and brown hair. Her sports talents are well appreciated by her high school classmates. Meredith was voted most valuable player in both basketball and track. She's also captain of the cheerleading team.
Miss Texas.
Is sweet 16 with blue eyes and sandy blonde hair. She's a gifted artist who has already exhibited at the Houston Museum of Fine Arts. Her career began modestly when she was just a child and drew her first picture right on the bedroom wall.
Miss Hawaii.
Kelly is 16 years old with black hair and dark brown eyes. Her ancestor was the chief of Honolulu in the 1800s. But Kelly's a girl of today. Her favorite outdoor sport is boogie boarding. That means riding the surf with a small bodyboard.
Miss Missouri.
Green eyes and light brown hair. She's 18 years old and has won 4 awards for her accomplishment in piano. An honor student in high school, Rhonda is planning on attending the University of Missouri in the fall.
Now, Miss Washington.
Hazel-eyed with blonde hair, Drew is 17 years old. She's an honor student in high school who likes to keep busy. Drew swims, she plays tennis, water skis, performs with her school's drama club, and takes singing lessons.
And Miss North Carolina.
16-year-old Kimberly has blue eyes and brown hair. Kimberly's unusual hobby is racing homing pigeons with her father. An honor student in high school, she's chairman of the student body and a junior varsity cheerleader.
Congratulations to all of our contestants. Only one more area of competition, evening gowns, before we learn who are 5 finalists.
I know it's not easy to pick a winner, and we still have the evening gown competition ahead. Our panel gave top score in the swimsuits to Washington, second, Wyoming, and third, Hawaii. Ahead, you'll see how the contestants spent some leisure time and get a unique before and after look at their tribute to rock and roll. It's a first for the pageant telecast, and it'll be coming up right after this word. Do you imagine that 51 teenage ladies would find some fun things to do while they were here for the pageant? You'd be 100% right. Just take a look.
Most of this year's contestants flew to Miami on Eastern, the official airline of the Miss Teen USA pageant.
Upon their arrival, Miss Texas and Miss California began looking for some advice on popular sightseeing spots that shouldn't be missed, and then they set about putting that advice to use. One suggestion was, for a whale of a good time, be sure to check in with Lolita at the Seaquarium, a lady who stays in the swim and exercises a woman's right not to be taken for granted. The waters of the area are known for the game fish who live there, and the young ladies tried their luck. They made a trade with Father Neptune, putting in Miss Hawaii and taking out this distant relative of Moby Dick's. Very distant. Their charm was really evident at Miami's famous Metro Zoo, where they had a llama eating out of the palm of their hands, and met some parrots who really flipped for them. Coconut Grove may be a long way from the Orient, but even so, the contestants were treated to a rickshaw race. It proved to be a treat for the riders, an excellent example of fuel conservation, and even fun for the spectators on the sidelines. At the Hyatt Regency Hotel, which was home for our contestants during their stay in Miami, they again took part in one of their favorite events, the annual makeup clinic conducted by Maybelline, the official cosmetics for the Miss Teen USA pageant. Miss Minnesota had a question, clinic director Stan Place had an answer, and everyone seemed to be pleased with what he told them. At Crandon State Park, our contestants, wearing their sportswear outfits from Catalina Juniors, tried a different kind of competition, volleyball. The players built an illegal wall, but thanks to some tickling, the wall came tumbling down. It was obviously a victory the winners really wanted. The Cape Florida Lighthouse added inspiration to the fun of the sightseeing, and our contestants turned into a construction crew. They used spray paint and sand to build a tower that would last an eternity, or at least until the tide came in. The postcards to the folks back home said, "Wish you were here," and thanks to our cameras, you were. There was a lot of fun, but there was a lot of work, too, especially when it came to rehearsing the salute our contestants prepared for the musical power and staying power of rock and roll. Before you see the finished product, we thought you might enjoy seeing a rehearsal as the young women got ready to put on their costumes and take the stage with Kool and the Gang, the Solid Gold Dancers, and Lorenzo Lamas.
We don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. And one Miami, Miami is everything they say. And no place to hurt me.
Getting it right was what it was all about, as we see right now.
Let's go to the hot. Let's rock around the rock tonight. And you wake me up before you go. I want money, sweet for show. We get ready, let's go, go, go. We don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. Miami, Miami is everything they say. And no place that we better be. Where else can you go rocking and rolling down by the beautiful sea? Dance to the music, the modern music. I mean, it's kind of like a style. But it's still that same old backbeat rhythm. That really, really drives them wild. They say the heart of rock and roll is still beating. And from what we see, we believe us. Valley of the wind, barely breathing. But the heart of rock and roll, the heart of rock and roll is still beating.
Come on, come on, get loose. Let it loose. Kick off the foundation. Dance, don't leave. Rock and roll in the heat.
And now you just turn around and put your feet on the ground and take a hold of your soul. That's the heart of rock and roll.
The soul of rock and roll, roll, roll.
Tonight I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off your low down blues. It's alright. Okay. Break and shake me all night. Everybody rock, everybody roll. Everybody rock, everybody roll.
Jitterbug, jitterbug,
Put your blues on hold.
let's jitterbug.
Here comes Solid Gold. Come on. Giddy up before you go, go. Take me dancing tonight. I want to hit that high with cool again.
Come on, let your body rock. Let your body rock. Around the clock. Let your body rock. Rock is here to stay. Let your body rock. Here today. Hey, make this your night of nights. Lift your spirits to the sky. Get down. Let's see you do that shake. Make your statement, don't be shy. Let your body rock, body rock. Let your body rock. Say don't stop, don't stop. Rock around the clock. Let your body rock, body rock. Rock is here to stay. Don't stop. Can't stop. Oh, the heart of rock and roll is still beating. After what we see, we believe it. Now the over may be barely breathing, but the heart of rock and roll. The heart of rock and roll, the heart of rock and roll is still beating. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Go, Lorenzo. Did you see him moonwalk? I can't believe this guy. Nowadays, Miami is known as a seaport and business center among its many commercial activities. But there are some other activities that have been important here for a long time. Now, to tell us more and to show us more about that, here is our reigning Miss Teen USA, Cherise Haugen.
Long before the city was a center of commerce and shipping, it was a mecca for sports. And I'm speaking to you from one of the most famous sports addresses in the world, the Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida. Primarily noted as an arena for college and professional football, it's also home of football's most unique halftime attraction, the light show at the annual Orange Bowl game on New Year's night. But there's another light show at the Orange Bowl that many of us never see. I'm talking about the light show that many football players see when they're unexpectedly welcomed by two charging 350-pound defensive ends. Frankly, with all the beautiful scenery in Miami, I can't imagine how the players can keep their minds on the game. Even before the Latin influence on the city began to grow, the area welcomed the action-packed sport of high life. The basket is a cesta, and the ball? A pelota. And the players are, what exactly is the Spanish word for acrobat? A part of the annual Orange Bowl celebration is the regatta, featuring these beautiful sailboats. They say that sailing builds character, but it also builds appetite. And I volunteered to help hand out the food to the hungry crews.
Watermelon!
For boaters who don't have the patience to wait for a strong breeze necessary in sailing, there's always available, at short notice, the quickness and excitement typical of speedboat racing. The water may look smooth, but take my word for it, at 80 miles an hour, it gets pretty bumpy. The Orange Bowl Marathon, which begins in beautiful Sunny Isle and ends 26 miles later in Coconut Grove, doesn't run all year. but many of its contestants do. I get out of breath just thinking about marathons, so I figure if I'm going to be out of breath anyway, I might as well join in. For swimmers, there's Biscayne Bay, the Atlantic Ocean, and this body of water, the pool at the Miami-Dade Community College, frequent site of collegiate competition. Miami is famous for producing many high-ranking collegiate and Olympic swimmers. Just take a look at the competitive spirit and intense concentration on the faces of these collegiate swimmers. You can be sure that from the moment that gun goes off until the last swimmer finishes, nothing but nothing could distract them from giving it all they've got. Golf tournaments on every competitive level take place in the Miami area throughout the year. Excuse me? The sand that adds beauty to the beaches can make problems for golfers. For some golfers, that is. At its racetracks, golf courses, and its many sports complexes, including the Orange Bowl, this city has taken pride in the achievements of its champions. Tonight, Miami is host to the crowning of still another champion over there in the James L. Knight International Center. So let's go there for more of the Miss Teen USA pageant.
Okay, I'm here in the dressing room again, and I'm bugging the girls. They're getting ready to go. They're getting ready to go out for their evening gown competition. Now, tell me something. If you had all the time in the world and you could just get ready back here, how long would it take you in real life?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? I'm gonna slap her. How long would it take you?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours? I know. I'm 6. Okay. Look, I should tell you that the best part about this part of the competition is that the girls get to pick their own gowns as opposed to the pageant picking them. Now, that's got to add some pressure. I mean, it's got to be a little harder when you're out shopping. Did you find that it was really hard to find just the right gown?
Yes, every dress I looked at was not right.
Of course.
The other was just wrong.
Well, that just looks beautiful. Are you all taking a Lucky Charm or anything out there? You are? Nobody else? Would you like to borrow mine? I have 6 in my shoe. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to go to a commercial right now, and then we're going to come back with the evening gown competition. That's coming up right after.
The last of our 3 semifinal competitions, evening gowns, is ready to begin now. Each young lady will be wearing a gown of her own choosing, and they will be serenaded by the Greater Miami Symphony Orchestra, playing the love songs of one of young America's favorite composers, Mr. Lionel Richie. USA evening gown competition. Miss Wyoming.
Representing the state of Wyoming is Emily Ernst. She's a high school honor student who ranks 3rd in a class of 360.
North Dakota.
Miss Teen North Dakota is Jill Hutchinson. Jill is a freshman at North Dakota State University.
Miss Illinois.
Lisa Jessen hails from Macomb, Illinois. She's a college freshman and models part-time.
Miss Arkansas.
Miss Arkansas is Rhonda Hurd. She's a high school senior who plans on attending the University of Arkansas, where she will major in business.
Miss Georgia.
Peachtree State, Georgia sends us Meredith Brown. She's looking forward to a career in modeling.
Miss Texas.
From the Lone Star State of Texas comes Kone Wheely. Her distant relative is frontiersman Davy Crockett.
Miss Hawaii.
From Honolulu, Hawaii comes Kelly Hughes. She's a high school junior and active in their drama club.
Miss Missouri.
Rhonda Hoagland hails from Missouri. She's traveled throughout almost 40 states by car.
Miss Washington.
Miss Teen Washington is Drew Homer. She's a high school honor student.
And Miss North Carolina.
Kimberly Jordan is a native of Wilmington, North Carolina. She attends New Hanover High School, where she is a sophomore honor student. Semi-final competitions are over, and you at home will find out if your choices made it to the finals. The judges here gave top scores in the evening gown competition to Miss Washington first, second, Miss Wyoming, and third, Miss Hawaii. Well, I'm here with three very beautiful ladies from Illinois, New Mexico, and Sweden. Now, you've met Miss Teen USA, Cherise Haugen. This is Miss USA, May Shanley, and Miss Universe, Yvonne Reading. Hi, ladies. You know, ever since we started working on the pageant, I keep hearing the term Triple Crown winner, which I don't understand and I can hardly say. Can you tell me what this means?
Well,
Actually, that all starts right here with this pageant. If tonight's winner meets the age requirement, she will automatically be a contestant in the Miss USA pageant, and that will be held in Lakeland, Florida in May.
And if she wins the Miss USA pageant, she'll go on to the Miss Universe pageant, which will take place right here on this stage in Miami in July. And then, so then she goes on again, is that right?
And if she wins that, then she wins the Triple Crown.
I get it. All right. Well, now, when we come back, we're going to find out who the 5 finalists are, and that's going to be after...
Please.
I'm about to announce the name of the 5 finalists for the title of Miss Teen USA 1985. Again, the names will be read in no particular order. And as each of our 5 finalists comes forward, our home audience will see the average score she received from our judges in the semifinal competitions. Our 5 finalists for Miss Teen USA are Miss Hawaii, Miss Texas, no, Miss Washington, Miss Wyoming, and Miss Missouri. There are the 5 finalists for the title of Miss Teen USA 1985.
The excitement has been building since we came on the air. When 51 became 10, we started out fresh. And now that our 10 have become 5, we discard all the previous scores. Our judges are free to choose any one of the 5 finalists for the new Miss Teen USA. Now you see the previous scores. Now you don't. Ahead for the new Miss Teen USA will be extensive travel on behalf of the pageant and the chance to be a contestant in the Miss USA pageant to be held on May 13th in Lakeland, Florida. And in addition to travel, opportunity, and prestige, there will be cash rewards of more than $70,000. And that can be used for, among other things, her education. There are merchandise gifts making a grand total of more than $100,000. Let's take a look at that prize package.
This year's Miss Teen USA will fly first class to any Eastern destination of her choice, whether she chooses a trip to the beautiful beaches of Florida and the Caribbean or to explore the splendor of South America. She'll fly Eastern, the new leader in service to all the Americas. Miss Teen USA will receive a $5,000 cash award, video products, and the new Minolta Maxim autofocus system for perfect shots every time. Minolta Maxim, only from the mind of Minolta. Miss Teen USA will receive the sporty Wellcraft 170 American bow rider, powered by a Yamaha 90 outboard motor from the Wellcraft Marine Corporation. She will also receive a trailer from Shoreline Products. When Miss Teen USA has time to relax with a tropical fruit drink, she uses Tropical Blend tanning oil for a deep, dark tan. She will receive a $10,000 cash award plus a 5-year supply of her favorite Tropical Blend tanning products. Every step of the way, Miss Teen USA will look terrific. She will receive $10,000 in cash and a 5-year supply of new and improved no-nonsense pantyhose. No nonsense, now with 16-point contouring to fit even better than before. In addition to a $10,000 cash prize, the new Miss Teen USA will walk proudly with a complete Bass wardrobe that captures fashion's latest trend. Bass, keeping up with the young, dynamic image of life in the fast lane. That sets the pace for all Bass fashions. Following in the tradition begun by the first Miss Teen USA, Ruth Zakarian, to this year's winner goes a $5,000 cash scholarship award, a beautiful collection of jewelry, and her symbol of elegance, her crown, all from the new Sarah Coventry. For those moments that are important, like the pageant itself, our new Miss Teen USA will receive, in addition to a $10,000 cash award, a 5-year supply of cosmetics from Maybelline, the official cosmetics for the Miss Teen USA pageant. Our winner will receive a $5,000 cash scholarship award and a $10,000 wardrobe by Fernando Pena, all from Secret, the official antiperspirant of the Miss Teen USA pageant. Like our lovely model, Cherise Haugen, shown arriving at the fashionable Grand Bay Hotel, tonight's winner will be able to arrive anywhere in style wearing this natural black llama ranch mink coat. It's from the internationally famous Flemington Fur Company. Wherever she decides to go, the new Miss Teen USA will be able to stay ahead of the field when she arrives in one of America's most popular sports cars, her fully equipped 1985 Mazda RX-7 GSL. All these gifts for the new Miss Teen USA.
In 1985, the Miss Teen and Miss Universe pageants take place in Miami, and the Miss USA pageant will be held in Lakeland in May. And for their cooperation in making these events realities, we would like to express our appreciation to some very distinguished Floridians who are in our audience tonight. First, two gentlemen who share a common title. Maurice A. Ferre, Mayor of the City of Miami, and Malcolm H. Fromberg, Mayor of Miami Beach. From the Greater Miami Host Committee, its honorary chairman, Vice Mayor Joe Carollo, and its president, Monty Traynor. And from Lakeland, Mayor Tom Shaw, and the president of the Lakeland Chamber of Commerce, Gene Engel.
The pageant certainly appreciates the help of those gentlemen and their staffs. We're getting closer and closer to the selection of the winner. Can I go back in the dressing room now? Oh, okay, great. All right, we'll be back after...
Called upon, the other finalists will wait in our soundproof booth, where they will be able to see but not hear what's happening. The judges will no longer be giving each contestant a score, but rather they'll be deciding which of our 5 finalists will be their choice for the new Miss Teen USA, and which will get their votes for the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st runners-up. To assist us in this part of our program, we are joined by May Shanley, Miss USA, and Yvonne Redding, Miss Universe. Ladies, would you care to step in the booth? Kelly, I'm going to talk to you first, okay? I had a question here somewhere. Here it is. The heat is on. As the 3rd Miss Teen USA, you could serve as a role model for many young girls in this country. If you spoke to a group of them, what would you want to tell them?
Well, first of all, I tell them that beauty comes from inside. You know, there's a lot of pretty girls here, and there are a lot of people who are really beautiful inside, and that's what really makes beauty. Not just a pretty face or a nice figure. It's what you are.
Thank you, Kelly. Miss Hawaii. Hello, Kone.
Hello.
As the 3rd Miss Teen USA, you could serve as a role model for many young girls in this country. If you spoke to a group of them, what would you want to tell them?
I would like to tell them first to be flexible, and that it means to bring out the best of everybody, because everybody's wonderful. And if you look hard enough, you can find the best in them. And I would also like to tell them to be positive, because if you're positive, you can do everything in the world with that kind of an attitude. And also, I'd like to say, keep it up. If you keep trying and you just get up and keep going and going, you can achieve your dreams.
Thank you, Kone. Miss Washington, as the third Miss Teen USA, you could serve as a role model for many young girls in this country. If you spoke to a group of them, what would you want to tell them?
I would tell them to set their goals high and to try to achieve them and to go for whatever they want, because everything is obtainable if you go for it. Anything that you can want to do or want to try to do is obtainable, and to just set your goals high.
Thank you, Miss Washington. Miss Wyoming, as the third Miss Teen USA, you could serve as a role model for many young girls in this country. If you spoke to a group of girls, what would you want to tell them?
I would tell them to always be sure of themselves, no matter how hard it seemed, to always smile and to always be happy with themselves. If you're happy with yourself, you can be happy with the rest of the world, and that's what it's really all about.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss. Miss Missouri, Rhonda, as the third Miss Teen USA, you could serve as a role model for many young girls in this country. If you spoke to a group of them, what would you want to tell them?
I would tell them that no matter where they go or what they do, to always be themselves, because each person is unique and each person has an individual personality, and that is what makes each one of us so special.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Miss Missouri. Thank you all, ladies. Our judges are going to be given close-up views of our contestants as their final votes are put into our computer. They will have monitors so that they will see the same picture our home audience sees. As each of our finalists comes to center stage, our judges will tell the computer whether she is their choice for fourth, third, second, or first runner-up, or the new Miss Teen USA. Now, against the background that calls to mind the Hollywood days of silent screen, here again are the 5 lovely finalists for the title of Miss Teen USA.
Lucky star, shine on tonight. Lucky star, shine on. Lucky star, shine on tonight. Lucky star, shine on.
You must be my lucky star, 'cause you shine on me wherever you are. I just think of you and I start to glow, and I need your light, and baby you know, starlight, star bright, the star I see tonight, starlight, star bright. You must be my lucky star, 'cause you make the darkness seem so far. When I'm lost, you'll be my guide. I just turn around and you're by my side. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Starlight, star bright. You ought to be in pictures. Come on, shine your heavenly body tonight. You are my lucky star. You're gonna make everything alright. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Starlight, star bright. Yes, you are father of this atmosphere. Your light is shining through bright and clear. You and you alone. Tonight you blind me with heavenly starlight. Starlight, star bright. All the stars out tonight, even cloudy is bright. Shine your heavenly body tonight. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder who you are. You're gonna make everything alright. Lucky star.
computer has all the information, and it's about to give us the name of our new Miss Teen USA. Who do you think the winner's going to be?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Aw. Hi. Is your choice still up there tonight? Do you think she's...
Washington.
Washington. He's way ahead of me. Woo, Washington. What about you? Who do you think is going to win?
Texas.
Texas. All right. I'm from Texas. Well, the official word will be coming up right after this from Ivory Liquid.
Just as the Miss Teen USA pageant will always be grateful that a young woman like Ruth Zakarian was its first winner, it will always have the same feeling for her successor, Cherise Haugen. The time has come for a symbolic farewell walk and speech, and on behalf of everyone connected with the pageant, I congratulate her on the manner in which she wore her crown. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Teen USA 1984, Cherise Haugen.
I wind up a year that exceeded my fondest dreams, I find it impossible to thank all of the people whose kindness was the most wonderful part of that year. To my family, my friends at home and around the country, my pageant family, and to everyone who gave their love and support, my deepest thanks. And to my successor, my congratulations, and one special wish, that you'll have a year like I had. It was fantastic.
Our warmest congratulations to Cherise for the outstanding way in which she represented herself, her family, and our pageant. And thanks again to the very distinguished panel of judges we have here tonight. Reaching the decision I now hold in my hand. These are the final computer-tabulated results, which have been reviewed by the representatives of the outstanding firm of Ernst & Winnie and handed to me by that firm's Mr. John Labarca. It lists the names of the 4 runners-up and, of course, the new Miss Teen USA. Ready, girls? You ready out there? The 4th runner-up for Miss Teen USA is Miss Missouri. The 3rd runner-up is Miss Texas. The 2nd runner-up is Miss Washington. Ladies, would you please join me up here? Okay, the first runner-up is very important because should she be unable to fulfill her reign for any reason, the first runner-up, I mean, should Miss Teen be unable to fulfill her reign, the first runner-up will take over all of her duties. I will read the name of the first runner-up and then the name of Miss Teen USA. The first runner-up is Miss Wyoming. Miss Teen USA is Hawaii, Kelly Hu. It's time now for Kelly to take her triumphal walk and for Cherise Haugen to recite the Miss Teen USA Creed. And for the many press photographers here tonight, pictures we'll see in tomorrow's newspaper. It's your turn to come on down there and take some pictures. Let's go.
We, representing the states of the United States in the Miss Teen USA pageant, in order to further the causes of peace, justice, and mutual understanding, do solemnly dedicate ourselves to the highest ideals of sportsmanship, friendship, and goodwill among all the people of the United States.
Kelly, first word comes to mind right now. What is it?
I'm so happy.
We're so happy for you. We're just so happy for you. What are your plans? What are your plans right now? You're going to go back home and what are you going to do?
I'm going to celebrate.
Right on.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
For all of us, it's been a thrill being part of this. On behalf of everyone associated with the pageant, our judges, our guests, our audience, thank you. We'll see you next year.
Right now for Miami Live, one by one before this season is through. These new faces will shine their light on you. How do you do, Mr. Orchestra? How do you do, Mrs. Leslie?
Portions of this program were recorded.
You are there in TV land, with the other people we never see. Hopefully take your hand and hopefully shake your